Hello and welcome to Assisi and another program in this series on Franciscan. My name is Solanus Mary. In today's program, we'll look briefly at the devotion Francis had to St. Michael the Archangel. Before we do so, however, let's talk a little bit about St. Michael himself. Who is he? St. Michael is a member of the choir of archangels, the choir which stands at number 8 in the choirs of angels, if we follow the tradition of the 9 choirs of angels. The archangels themselves are leaders of and great messengers of great importance in the world. St. Michael, whose name in Hebrew means "who is like God," is one of the chief princes and is mentioned several times in the Bible. The most famous example perhaps is in the book of Apocalypse, where we read how Michael, as leader of the angelic army, repels the rebellion of the wicked angels led by Lucifer and casts them out of heaven. We come across many references to St. Michael in the Franciscan sources. Thomas of Celano tells us that Francis venerated the angels with great affection. They should be invoked as our guardians, we are told. Francis used to teach that their presence must not be offended, and that we must not presume to do before them what we would not do before men. Francis often said that St. Michael the Archangel should be honoured more especially than the rest, inasmuch as he has the office of presenting souls to God. We are also told that Francis kept most devoutly a fast of 40 days in honour of St. Michael, between the Feast of the Assumption and the Feast of St. Michael himself. For, he said, everyone should offer to God, to honour so great a prince, some praise or some special gift. Perhaps the most famous reference to Francis and St. Michael relates to the time he spent on Mount Laverne. It was whilst Francis had been keeping the fast of St. Michael on Laverne in 1224 that he was imprinted with the stigmata. We covered this particular event in a previous programme. Was the stigmata the result of some special intercession by St. Michael himself? A good question to ponder over. I want to mention a shrine dedicated to St. Michael that is located in Gargano, in the region of Puglia, actually very close to the shrine of St. Pio of Pietrelcina in San Giovanni Rotondo. It is called Monte Sant'Angelo and is well worth a visit. This shrine celebrates a series of apparitions of St. Michael in the latter part of the 5th century. The shrine encompasses a grotto that is built into a natural cave and is really something to behold. Here, pilgrims can attend Holy Mass or simply pray. Outside, pilgrims can look down over the wall and enjoy a panoramic view of the surrounding countryside. Perhaps you will cultivate a devotion to St. Michael yourself, if you have not already done so. His feast day now falls on the 29th of September, when it is celebrated alongside the other 2 archangels, Gabriel and Raphael. Let's pray the St. Michael prayer together before we end the programme. St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. I do hope that you enjoyed listening to today's programme and will join us again next month for another in the series. In the meantime, this is Solanus saying, thank you for listening and God bless.